Hello again, or hello if it's your first time. Thank you for joining me here in beautiful North Devon in the United Kingdom, in England. If you haven't seen North Devon, give it a visit, it's beautiful. Today I'm doing a psychic reading for you called Spirit Messages for You. During the last few days and weeks, I've had so many messages from Spirit asking me to do this kind of reading because it covers more areas than usual. And I'd like to apologise for me not being on YouTube for ages because I've had 2 of the colds from hell following COVID-19, and both of the colds were worse than the COVID, so I hope you don't catch them. What we have here for you is 4 packs of cards. Pick a card reading, that's number 1, 2, 3 and 4. And my subscribers, who I love so much, will know about this, but pick 1, 2, 3 or 4. You can pick more than 1 if you want. You can have all 4 if you want. And then we do a reading which is called a timeless reading, which means it never ages. You can find this reading when you're meant to find it, when your spirit guides want you to find it. So it will never age. You'll find it when you're ready. So you pick 1, 2, 3 or 4, and I will put timestamps below so you can find the number you chose. You don't have to watch all of them if you don't want to. So let's have a go. Would you like that one, that one, that one, or 1, 2, 3 or 4? Have a think, pause the video if you like, and we'll get straight on with it. So I'll put these over here. I assure you these have all been shuffled, so I don't know what's coming up any more than you do. We'll put 2, 3 and 4 over there. I'm cluttered up here. Too many crystals. And we'll take a look at number 1. Now I must tell you that at the end of each of these readings, I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers. Lucky numbers that could change your life forever. As I always say, if you're going to gamble with my lucky numbers, do it responsibly. Let's take a look at number 1, Spirit Messages for You. This is what the spirit world want you to know. And if you chose number 1 from all these hundreds of cards on the table, and there are hundreds, and you chose this stack of 8 cards, number 1, then there will be messages in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with you, so take in what does, ignore what doesn't, and we'll see. And put comments below, down there. I'd love to hear from you. And I'm right cluttered up today. Tell I haven't done it for a few weeks. Right. Need to iron my table, I think. Now we'll take a general look, and always I look at the negatives first. And your negatives are not too bad. There's not too many negatives here, number 1. First of all, there are indications of some conflict, maybe quarrels, maybe arguments coming your way. There's a lot of negative energy about people's moods and people bickering around you. It may not be that you're involved in it, but you may be surrounded by it. So if people around you are arguing and falling out, it's to be expected at the moment. There seems to be a lot of negative energy in the air wafting around that's causing people to be irritated. Could be all the lockdown and COVID and all that that's going on as we film this today. So avoid conflict, avoid troublesome people if you can for the next 12 to 14 weeks, because that's what I'm looking at here to start with. So 2 or 3 months. So the other negative here indicates that you could be tempted to do something that you may not normally do, as depicted by the Devil card from the Major Arcana. Tempted. The 2 people are chained to the devil there. And you're not chained to the devil, you can break free. What the message from Spirit World is that if temptation comes your way, try to avoid it. Don't do something you may regret. It comes up in lots of readings, I say this a lot, but don't do things you'll regret. Don't say things that you'll regret, because you can't unsay things when you've said them. So, not many negatives here. You may find, some of you, that you're seeking out advice from someone in a caring profession. Could be a doctor, it could be a healer, an acupuncturist, a vicar, a priest, one of your religious leaders, that you're seeking out advice from this person, or you may not be seeking it out, but you're going to get it anyway. So listen to this person. He or she will be older than you, or at least as old as you. And that's not negative, but the message from Spirit is that you should listen to the person if they give you advice. The reading indicates some positives. Now, as I said, it could be a caring profession, it could be a midwife. You have the Empress here. She looks pregnant. Comes up in lots of readings. People say to me, Your readings always have pregnancies. Well, that's because lots of people get pregnant, and they do come up in lots of readings. So are you pregnant, number one? Or is it your other half that could be pregnant? Are you trying for a baby? Because if you are, the spirit world is saying to me, fertility is high and it's a great time for you to try. If you want a baby, try now. For more information, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my main website, David Charles Psychic Limited. And I have a choice of 120 readers that work for me on there. You can choose one of those if you need further, more personal details. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. You may have seen the Justice card here from the Major Arcana. Not sure you can focus on that. If you're on a tiny little phone, maybe not. That means you'll get what you deserve. So it means karma is coming your way. Justice is coming your way. If you've been naughty, you're going to pay for it. If you've been good, you're going to be rewarded. And this reading, number one, shows that you've been good. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. So high fertility doesn't just mean babies. High fertility can mean growth, new things, new jobs, new lovers sometimes. Are you looking for a new lover? Tell me in the comments. And things taken off means that everything you touch will grow. So it's good time for trying for babies, for new jobs, new contracts, new businesses, new hobbies maybe. And you have some money coming your way, number one. Wait for my lucky numbers, it could be linked to that. A share of money is coming your way, which means you're not the only one receiving it. You can see this as you look at the Six of Pentacles. The Pentacles in a tarot deck are the same as the diamonds in an ordinary set of deck of cards. You can see the person is giving the money to the beggars, which tells me, number one, that you're very generous. No, most of you, that you're giving. Sometimes you're too giving and you end up with nothing for yourself. So be careful about that, but you won't change your personalities or your personality. It seems to me that your ships are coming in, that not only is a sum of money coming your way, but general financial improvement is also predicted for you, number one. And some of you, I think, will need it. I know you do. So high fertility, money coming in, financial improvement. Separate to that as well, karma is coming your way. If you've been good, you're going to get some good stuff coming. Watch out for temptation. Watch out for arguments. And you may have seen the Death card here. Frightens people a bit, this one. And a lot of you know about tarot will know the Death card doesn't mean death. It means the end of an era. The end of some problem, probably. It can be the end of a marriage that you want to get out of. It can be the end of a relationship that you want to get out of. It could be a new job. Because an ending in any psychic reading means a new beginning. So new things are coming your way, number one. It's the end of an era. It's time to move on. And whenever you find this reading, it means it's time for change. Something, your spirit guides, made you pick up this reading today and watch this channel. And I hope you'll subscribe and make some comments and share me with your friends and click like and all that stuff. And let's take a look now at some oracle cards for you. It's very good reading so far. I'm very pleased with this reading. It's quite good. Oracle, we do 4 oracle cards and then we have your lucky numbers. Don't go without your lucky numbers. These cards are written, so they're a bit general, but we'll take a look anyway. Should need glasses for these really, but let's have a look. The first one's an Earth card. These have been shuffled as well. This one says, trust your inner strength and reap the benefits. Trust your inner strength and reap the benefits. This tells me that you're stronger maybe than you realize you are, number one. Not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. There's good energies around this reading. There's a few quarrels maybe, but the energy surrounding you looks good. The only thing I'm missing from the reading, which is disappointing in some ways, there's not many love cards or messages of love, which probably tells me that you're already okay in that department, or that you're not looking for a new lover. But we'll see. You can always pick another deck as well. But you may notice that there's no cups in this reading, and well, there's one there. But the cups normally are about love and romance. Cups are like the hearts in an ordinary deck of cards. Love, romance, that sort of thing. So, trust your inner strength and reap the benefits. If you know what that means, because it will mean different things to different people, put it in the comments for me down below. Your second one is another earth card. In fact, so is your third one, by the looks of it. This one says to you, drop your mask and trust that what happens will help you move forward. Drop your mask. I don't think they mean a COVID mask. I think they mean you may be portraying something that hides the real you, and the beautiful you inside wants to come out. And the spirit world want you to reveal the lovely nature that you really have. You may be putting on a hard face at the moment, or a hard attitude because of recent letdowns, not necessarily recent either, but letdowns in the past. Drop your mask. Trust that what happens will help you to move forward. Trust in the spirit guides that are guiding you, and that's why they're called guides. And another earth card, they have been shuffled, so it's the way they're coming out. This one says to you, heal the critic in your mind and your body will grow stronger every day. So it seems to me you're criticizing yourself sometimes, and you need to stop it and be kinder to yourself. Heal the critic in your mind. See the good things that you do and that you are, number one, and you certainly are. So heal the critic in your mind and your body will grow stronger every day. If you haven't been feeling too well, give yourself a break. Stop criticizing yourself. Be more confident, be kind to yourself, and love yourself. If you don't love yourself, number one, no one else can love you either. Now we got an air card this time. And this one says to you, number one, what you are feeling isn't fear, it's excitement. Embrace it. So you may be feeling spiritual or psychic, or feeling that something's about to take place. If you've got psychic ability, and we all have some, you'll feel a sense that may feel like anxiety, but really it's excitement. Embrace it. I'll read it again for you. What you're feeling isn't fear, it's excitement. Embrace it. Go forward, number one. Set forward into a new era. The death card says it's the end of an era. Brand new things are coming. There's nothing to be fearing or nothing to be scared of. There's money coming your way. Keep out of arguments. If you're trying to be pregnant, this is a great time for you. If you're already pregnant, let me know in the comments, please. Love to hear your comments from you. Watch out for the law. You may be dealing with the law, police, speed cameras, parking tickets, solicitors. But the justice card usually means that you're going to get some karma. You'll get exactly what you deserve. And for some of you, it's about time. Watch out, you may see a person in a caring profession. It could be a religious person, it could be a doctor, and as I said, it could be a midwife. I'd love to hear from you if that's the case. Now we're going to do your lucky numbers. Don't go without your lucky numbers. They could change your life forever for the better. So you may want a pen. And these lucky numbers, number one, may ring a bell. They may be addresses you've lived at. There may be car number plates you've had in the past. Work check numbers, things like that. Anniversaries, wedding anniversaries, birthdays, divorce anniversaries. They could ring a bell, they may not. But I've given you anyway, and there are 6 of them. So your first, I'll read them all to you. Your first one is number 6. And then you have 16, number 20, 23, 31, and 37. Do they mean anything to you? Do they ring any bells? Let me know in the comments. If you win the jackpot and become a multi-millionaire, which you could do, let me know, and I promise I won't tell anybody, okay? So, I'll give you one more time. Number 6, 16, 20, 23, 31, 37. These numbers were picked by my spirit guides and myself just before we started filming today. And they could change your life. This time next week you could be a millionaire. As I said, gamble safely. I'd like to thank all my subscribers, thousands of them all over the world, for waiting for me to do this reading. I've kept you waiting a while, I know. And I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and please subscribe, consider joining our lovely family, and click the little bell icon and you'll get notified by YouTube every time I upload another video, which usually is once a week. Sometimes more. But with the COVID thing going on, everything seems to have gone not according to plan. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments. Share me with your friends. And I'll say before I go, remember number one, wherever you are in this world, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. Stay cool. Take it easy. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again, thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. Let's take a look. As I said before, it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, next year, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And number 2, if you chose this pack of 8 cards from these hundreds on the table, then your spirit guides want you to find this, and there will be a message or messages in here for you somewhere. From these hundreds of cards, you chose these. So, at the end of this part of the reading, I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers that could change your life forever. This time next week, you could be a millionaire. But gamble safely if you use my numbers. And I'll put the timestamps below so you can find your pack. Well, I've already told you that, haven't I? So, you can tell I haven't done this for a few weeks. I'm sorry about that. But catching these colds is not good, especially when your voice goes. Let me tell you the negatives first, and then we'll do the positives. And the spirit world have got some exciting things in these readings today. There's a few dodgy bits, a few negatives, and there are lots of good things. In this one, there could be a bit of jealousy from some bad energy from a female. If you're a man, it's going to be a man around you that's being a bit naughty. If you're a girl or a lady, it's going to be a female, I think, there's a bit of jealousy going on. I'm picking up negative energy heading to, well, being directed to you from another person, possibly more than one of them as well. So, if you know who that is, put it in the comments below. I'd like to know. It may not have happened yet. I'm looking here 12 to 14 weeks ahead, number 2. So, watch out for people who may be a bit jealous, a bit naughty. They're not hiding it. They're not two-faced. They're just wide open with it, that they don't like you for some reason. I love you, so don't worry about it. But watch out for negative energy. If you're a girl, it will be from females. If you're a man, it's probably from other men. But it's more likely that this is directed to the girls who are watching this, the ladies. It does happen sometimes when girls can be a bit jealous of each other, and men, of course. There's not many negatives here. Stress is one of your negatives, which comes up in lots of readings these days, more than ever before. In fact, almost every reading I do now, from all over the world, I read for people from all over the planet. And stress is one of the big issues. Stress is the modern disease. Stress disease is taken into the word in 2 parts, dis-ease. And stress will cause disease and problems and depression and all sorts of things. So really, you could do without it. So if your stress levels are a bit high, number 2, find a way of chilling out. Have a massage, hypnotherapy, acupuncture, or lie on the beach, or lie on the couch and relax, and enjoy relaxing. Listen to my readings. So, it appears to me that somebody has hurt you in the past. This could be a lover that's broken your heart, maybe recently. I'd love to know in the comments down there, if you would. Or you can email me privately. I'm david@starman.me. But somebody's hurt you in the past, which is making you defensive. If you see the 2 of Swords here, the lady has got the swords up protecting her. She's wearing a blindfold. She doesn't want to know. She doesn't want to know anything. And it could be that she is avoiding things or turning a blind eye to things or putting up with things. She doesn't want to be hurt again. But if she's ignoring things, then she may be in for it again. Somebody may hurt her again. Or you. This is meaning you, of course, if you're a man or a girl. So you may need to consider lowering your defences. But if someone's a bit dodgy, then keep the defences up. Only you will know what that means, because this reading won't resonate with everybody. Take in what does, ignore what doesn't. But there's some good things here. It seems to me that you've got lots of opportunities coming, but the negatives include stress, a dodgy character or two that's being nasty to you. And it could be somebody at work if the boss is a bit jealous of you. It could be anything. It could be a lover. It could be a member of your own family sometimes. So watch out for that. There's not much you can do about it, but put your defences up, I suppose. There are no real negatives apart from that. The rest of this reading is filled with positive energy. The spirit world have got messages for you. I'm glad you're watching this because it's important. So stay with me till the end. Some of you will be travelling soon as well. We have the World card from the Major Arcana there. These cards are only keys to the spirit world. They don't mean anything on their own. They're just a method of getting through to the other side, as most psychics will tell you, proper ones anyway. So you can't just read cards, but when they come through with spirit messages from the spirit world, from your spirit guides as well, then they have meanings, and it depends on what lays next to each card, of course. But the World card can mean travel, it can mean travel soon, it can mean moving house or job, but it also means that the world is your oyster. You can dip in and have a basin full of anywhere you want. It means that things are looking good, positive. And that, as I said, is during or after the next 12 to 14 weeks, about 3 months really. You have another card here that can mean moving house, the Four of Clubs. Clubs, well, they're wands, but these are clubs in an ordinary deck of cards. The wands are the clubs. They're linked to the earthly life, the way you earn your living, the things you do to make a living, to look after your family, your friends and yourself. But that card, with spirit messages backing you up, can mean that you're going to move house. And it can mean you're going to move your job, or just a holiday, as I said, and movement and travel. So there's a lot of indications of movement in this reading number 2. But the movement, I can tell you now, will bring, for most of you, great happiness. So don't be frightened of moving. If you're moving house and hesitant about it, you've got to take a chance if you dare. If you don't, then please don't. But for most of you, the message from Spirit is take a chance. If you can move, it may change your life far better, for the better, and make you far more happy, or happier than you've been recently. This reading doesn't show unhappiness, number 2, but it doesn't really show a lot of happiness either at the moment. That doesn't mean it won't come, because it is coming. You may be advised by an older man, like a dad, a father figure. Doesn't mean he's your father, but it could be a father figure. It could be an old uncle, could be the next door neighbour. But you're being advised by an older person. If you're a girl, it's going to be a man. If you're a man, it may be an older lady, like mother-in-law or someone like that. But advice is coming from someone older, someone very, very respected. Let me know in the comments. Somebody will give advice to you that knows what they're talking about. So don't think, oh, it's only me dad or me granddad or something. Listen to what they have to say, because it could be important. It could be very important, otherwise I wouldn't be getting told about it now. Now, the positives. There's also a woman around you, not the nasty one I mentioned, but there's one around you that could be a bit mother-in-law-y really. She may not be your mother-in-law, but she could be that sort of person that can be a bit judgmental, but she's a good person. She can be a bit strict. It could be your own mother actually, but it could be a mother figure. So you have a father figure in the reading and a mother figure. This tells me that some of you may not have one or the other, a father or a mother, and you're looking at someone who is a mother figure or a father figure. Interesting. It doesn't come up very often like that, but that's what I'm picking up. So some of you may have lost your mum or dad at some point. One or two of you may have never known them. But there's a mother figure for most of you here in this reading, and there's a father figure. It could be your mum and dad, but they look like father and mother figures, so they're interesting. Very good for advice. It seems to me that as your years have gone by, you don't like taking advice from people. At the moment, that's changing because you do. Maybe while you're watching this reading. Listen to their advice because they know what they're talking about. They're wise. The lady could be a bit on the strict side. She may not have a great sense of humour, but she's a good woman. Now this reading it has a few other things here. Pentacles. Pentacles are the diamonds in an ordinary deck. And diamonds are a girl's best friend, says the song. That card there is a message from the spirit world, number 2, that you are going to be rich. Now, that doesn't normally mean money, although it can. With my lucky numbers it could. Don't go without your lucky numbers, please. Richness is usually in the heart. I say this so many times in readings, but the spirit world are giving energies your way that could make you feel, or they're sending energies your way that could make you feel rich inside. What would make you feel rich inside? Let me know in the comments. What would you like that would make you feel rich? As I said, it could be money. If it is, let me know. If you're a millionaire, let me know. I won't tell a soul. If your lucky numbers make you rich, because they could do. So, let's take you to the nice thing now. It appears, well, it may not be nice, you may not like it, but it appears, number 2, that you have an admirer. Somebody has taken a shine to you. Do you know who that somebody is? If you're a girl, it's probably going to be a bloke or a man. If you're gay, or that way, if you prefer that way, it could be another girl. But I'm picking up a man here for most of you, as it could be a girl. And there he is, the Page of Cups. Now this normally, not always, but normally represents a person who is kind, artistic, likes music, the arts, proper music I mean, probably even classical, but music that has meaning, not like some of the stuff you hear these days, electronics and rap and that sort of thing. It's not that I'm knocking that, but this is a person that likes more of the traditional music, films, novels. He's an arty person. He may be involved in showbiz himself or the arts in some way. This person is coming your way soon. You may have already met him or her, but they're going to take a shine to you, number 2. And if you're already married or something, that could be a bit of a problem. But your reading doesn't show temptation, so it may be that a lot of you are available, should we put it that way? And let me know in the comments. But this person will make an offer to you. He may ask you to take you out to dinner, he or she. It may be more serious than that. It may be someone you already know, and there could be an offer of an engagement or a wedding coming soon, which would be very exciting. These readings today are very exciting. I think they're brilliant. So, what you have here indicates to me that movement is good. Anything to do with movement, holidays, house movement. You're going to be rich soon. A lot of you, trust me, are going to be rich soon. You heard it here first. You're getting advice from a father figure and a mother figure, which is strange. You usually get one or the other. Your defensiveness, I always say to people, lower your defenses, but I'm not saying that today. I think you may need to be a bit defensive, number 2. Watch out who you trust. I don't mean business people and people selling things. I mean around your circle of friends. Be careful who you trust or get too close to. Don't be paranoid. Be careful. I'm going to give you 4 oracle cards. Now I lost the word then. Look at 4 oracle cards and see if they back up what I've told you so far. The first one, and they've been shuffled, is an air card. And this one says to you, someone from your past has a solution to your needs. Think about who it could be. Do you know? Let me know. Someone from your past has a solution to your needs. Think about who it could be. It will only mean certain things to certain people. So if you know who that is, number 2, it could be important. Your next one is another air card. And this one says to you, meditate on your decision and the right answers will come to you. Trust it. So if you've made a decision, think about it. As I said, relax, lay on the couch, chill out, listen to some nice music or something. Meditate on your decision, or decisions if you want, and the answers will come to you. Trust your inner vision. Trust the answers that you get. They will come to you. Your spirit guides are highly active, number 2. That's why they've got you to watch this video. Another air card, and they're all air cards, and these have been shuffled, I assure you. This one says, commit to being who you want to be, and the rest will follow. Commit to being who you want to be, not who other people want you to be. Don't change for other people. Commit to who you want to be, number 2, and the rest will follow. Some of you may be influenced by outsiders or family members who are trying to change you. Comes up a lot in everyone's life. Don't listen to them. You're okay as you are. Another air card, the divine is guiding you in your dreams. Are you listening? So that means to me, number 2, keep a pen and paper by the bed, write down dreams, especially if you have the same dream over and over again. Repetitive dreams are meanings coming from the spirit world. This is a very spiritual reading indeed today. So it says the divine is guiding you in your dreams. Are you listening? Take notice of your dreams, number 2. This is a fantastic reading. It's not filled with love, nor was number 1, but it usually means that you're okay in that department. You don't need to know. But if you'd like to choose another number, please do so. Or go to one of my other readings. I've got over 130 on YouTube, and they're all timeless. Well, the most recent ones are. Some of the early days they weren't, but I was a lot younger then. I looked like a teenager. Still got it, but I was a lot younger there. So what we're going to do now is give you 6 lucky numbers. I'm joking, of course. These lucky numbers may be familiar. They could be birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, divorce dates, days you moved house, car number plates you've had, house numbers. They may mean nothing at all, but they are important, number 2. Write them down, and if you're going to gamble with my lucky numbers, please do it responsibly. Don't get into trouble. Don't get us all into trouble. And these numbers could change your life forever. So, I'll tell you what they are. You don't need to use all 6 of these, by the way. You can just use 2 or 3 of these and use a few of your own. The first one is number 4, 11, 27, 37, 43 and 46. Do they ring any bells? Number 2? I'll give them you again. Number 4, 11, 27, 37, 43 and 46. These numbers could change your life forever. Please let me know if you win the jackpot. I won't tell a soul. And I'd like to say thank you so much for listening to me and watching, and please subscribe and click that little bell icon down there somewhere, and you'll be notified by YouTube every time I upload a new video, which is usually once a week, but everything's gone wrong with COVID. And tell your friends, share me with your friends on social media. They may want a psychic reading as well. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, number 2, wherever you are in this world, remember my motto: think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every single one of you. Take it easy. Stay cool. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again, thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 3, this deck is for you. Let's take a look. It's a timeless reading, as I mentioned, I think. This means you can find it today, next week, next year, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And if you chose number 3 today, from these hundreds of cards here on the table, then there will be a message or messages in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with you. So take in what does, ignore what doesn't, and you can always look at another deck if you want to, or one of my other readings. I've got well over 130 psychic readings on YouTube right now. And most of them are timeless, which means you can find them when you want, or when you're meant to. Let's tell you the negatives first, and at the end of this reading, I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers that could change your life forever. And I mean change your life forever. They've been proven to work, so Don't go away without your lucky numbers at the end of this reading, at the end of each of the 4 readings. So yes, you can have more than one reading if you want. You can have all 4 if you want to. Let's tell you the negatives first. It appears that some of you have some negative energy coming your way from a man. If you're a girl, it's probably a man. If you're a woman, it could be another woman. It could be the same sex. But if you're a girl, it's likely to be a man. If you're a man, it could be a woman. There's negative energy coming to you from somebody who travels around a lot. It could be a rep or a salesman or something, or a lady. This person, excuse me, is bringing negativity with him or her, which means irritation, possible aggression, stress. They could give you worries, they could give you anxiety. They could be a bit of a nuisance. Look out for that. You may already know them. Let me know in the comments. The negatives here for you, number 3, can involve, or may have recently involved, some tears. Have you been crying, number 3? If not, they could be symbolic. It can mean crying over spilt milk. So you may be looking back at the past and wishing you could change it or go back and change it. But of course you can't. All you can do from the past is learn from it. Enjoy the memories if they're good. Forget them if you can if they're not. But some of you are not sleeping well. Some of you are in the process of worrying about something. I'm not completely sure what it is, but it's possible that it's your love life. I'll come to that in a moment. But some of you are worried. You're suffering from anxiety. Some of you are having anxiety attacks possibly, and they can be a bit frightening. But there are tears in the reading, and if they're not there yet, there may be some predicted for some of you. Not all of you, but try not to get too down if you can help it. Now, one of the reasons for possible tears is shown to you in the 3 of Swords. The spirit world are linked to these cards. They're not just bits of paper. They mean nothing without the spirit world. The message from spirit here is negative energy, 3 swords going through a heart, which means sometimes that you may be in a 3-way romance. It could be that you're seeing 2 people at once. It could be that you're being 2-timed and that your other half is seeing someone else, or they may be married and still have an ex-wife that they're concerned about. Or they may have an ex-wife or husband who is stirring up trouble for you. This is ahead of you. As I said, I'm looking, I think I said, 12 to 14 weeks ahead. So these things may be to come. Generally, it sounds all negative. It's not all negative. I'll tell you the positives in a minute. But so far, it appears to me that I think your stress levels are very high, which happened a bit with number 2, but yours are worse. Your sleep problems are not helping because I see you laying awake at night with your worries for company, and that's not good. That can mean that some of you are smoking or doing things you shouldn't be doing, maybe having the odd glass of wine more than usual, or doing things that you wish you could stop. There can be a bit of depression around. There may be some tears. And as I said, they're probably tears of regret. However, the problem I have is if you're in a triangle and you don't know about it, try and find out if it could be happening. It won't be happening to all of you, so don't get worried too much. But I think if you're in a triangle, a 3-way romance, most of you, if you're in that, will know already about it. So let me tell you some positives. Well, it appears that this may not be positive, I think it is, but it appears that you're considering giving up a situation or walking away from something. Now that can mean giving up your job, giving up a hobby, but in this case today, a lot of you, I think, may be considering giving up on a romance. It doesn't mean that you should, but you may be thinking about it. It doesn't mean that you will, but you're thinking about walking away from some situation. It could be a work thing. It may not be to do with romance. You're thinking about walking away from this thing because it may, you believe, take some pressure off you and help you to sleep better and help you to stop being tearful and feeling sad. But I assure you, if you walk away, you have an ace here, ace of wands, which in an ordinary deck would be the ace of clubs. Clubs and wands are linked to the earthly part of your life, the way you earn your living, that sort of thing, not the romantic stuff. Walking away can bring a brand new start. Most of the aces in the tarot deck, in the card deck, mean new beginnings. So new beginnings can mean new work, of course. It can mean new hobbies, new direction. It can mean moving house or changing, sometimes even changing your country. And then you have the Fool. These are positive cards now. The Fool from the Major Arcana is about to step over the edge of a cliff. The dog looks at him as if to say, "Are you mad?" It means don't go wandering ahead without thinking things over first. But it's encouraging you to take a chance, not jump over the cliff, but take a bit of a risk, take a chance, try something new. The spirit world messages here are quite clear. They want you to try something new. If you've been considering a change, number 3, it may be right that the timing is coming for you to make that change. I'm looking, as I said, 12 to 14 weeks. So during the next 3 or 4 months, it may be time for you to change. You may be considering giving something up. Don't do it without thought, lots of thought about it. Don't do anything that you'll regret, because if you give up on a romance, it's never easy to go back. In fact, sometimes the spirit world will say, don't go back. So make sure it's what you really want. It's just a thought. You may only just be thinking about it. But as I said, it could be a job. It could be something else. You may be giving up cigarettes. You may be giving up cream cakes. Or wine or whiskey or whatever. You may be giving something up. But if it's bad for you, then do it. There is another reason. Yet another pregnancy here. Possible pregnancy. They do come up a lot in these readings, but a lot of people get pregnant. There you have the Strength card. She looks pregnant. She's an animal lover. Are you an animal lover? Number 3. Do you have a cat or a dog or pets? Let me know in the comments. It seems to me that some of you like animals more than you like people, because you've been let down so many times. And you know that animals will always love you without condition. So, are you pregnant? Number 3. Are you trying to be pregnant? Because that could complicate all of the whole of this reading, or the whole of the way things look. And are you thinking of giving something up? We won't go into that, but I think you know what I mean. Some of you may be. So think of things over very carefully. Don't do anything you'll regret. Don't jump over the cliff. Don't go out of the frying pan into the fire. But be adventurous, be daring, and take your life to a new start, to a new dimension, because that is what this reading is saying. The spirit world are quite definite about that. It's time not to do, but it's time for you to consider changes. If you want a psychic reading about this personally, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. One of my team will help you. I've got 120 to choose from, and they're all good. I only employ the best. That's davidcharlespsychic.com or David Charles Psychic Limited, where you can get a private psychic reading on the telephone from anywhere in the world. Let's just take another look. I think you're about to start a journey of discovery, a journey of excitement. If you're trying for a baby, this is the time, because there is one predicted in the reading. It may be someone close to you. It may be your daughter, your sister, or even one of your friends. But there's a pregnancy in this reading, and it does come up in lots of readings. And people say to me, there's lots of pregnancy in readings, because there always is. Well, nearly always. Stop worrying unnecessarily, because it's keeping you from sleeping properly. You may sleep all right, then keep waking up in the night and you can't get back off again. Watch out for dreams. I said that to number 1, I think. Your dreams are important if you're struggling with anxiety, because they could be revealing information and secrets about your future. So watch out for dreams, especially if you're having the same dream repeatedly. Look out for a person who travels, who is arrogant, irritating, maybe aggressive with the way he or she talks. They are a nuisance. I think a lot of you know who they are, and you may say to me, I can't avoid them. Maybe you're married to them. But if you can avoid this person, or remove them from your surroundings, then so much for the better. Make sure you're not in a triangle. If you are in a triangle, then you may be thinking of giving something up, as I said. Let me know in the comments, or you can email me privately on david@starman.me. That's david@starman.me. Let's take a look at some fire cards and then some oracle cards. Then I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers that could change your life forever. Remember, if you gamble with my lucky numbers, do it responsibly. Do it responsibly. The lucky numbers were chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming this afternoon. So don't go without them, they could change your life. I mentioned fire cards. The first card is a fire card, that's why. These have been shuffled. Let me have a look at this. There's 4 of these for you, number 3. It's amazing. This card says, let go of the past. Embrace the light and joy of a new day. Now, I did not know that card could be there. It could have been any card. They've been shuffled. So it says, let go of the past. Enhance the light and joy of the new day. You may be able to see that like a desert scene if your phone or iPad or whatever is big enough. Let go of the past. Embrace the light and joy of the new day. You know what it means, number 3. It will mean different things to different people. This one's an air card. Showing a bit of thunder and lightning there. I don't know if you can make that out. This one says, for you, let go of negative people in your life. Amazing. They don't deserve your efforts. Let go of the negative people in your life. They don't deserve your efforts. Remember the person who's negative, who travels around a lot? It could be he or she. Let them go. That's what it's saying. Remember I said think about it first. I don't want you blaming me if you make a mistake. This one's a water card. And she looks like she's walking on the water. Beautiful picture that. This one says you're in touch with your truth. Trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. You are in touch with your truth. Trust your gut. I hate that expression. Trust your intuition and lovingly assert yourself. Be assertive. One more, and this one is another fire card. Then lucky numbers. A couple of birds flying around, looks like an oak tree. In the sunset, or is it sunrise? Courage and creativity is rewarded with abundant resources. Courage and creativity is rewarded with abundant resources. So, be creative, be brave. Good stuff here. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. And if you have, I thank you so much. And I love all my subscribers. We have a lovely family. Please join us. If you click the little bell icon, you'll get notified every time I upload a new video, which is usually once a week when things are going well. And share me with your friends on social media and give me a like if you like it. Let's take a look at some lucky numbers. Now these lucky numbers, number 3, could change your life forever. They may be familiar. They may be birthdays or wedding days or numbers of houses you've lived in or car number plates, work check numbers, divorce dates. They could be interesting. They may mean nothing, but they could mean something soon. So if you may need a pen, or you can pause the video, of course. There are 6 lucky numbers here. You don't need to use all 6, just use 2 or 3 of them and some of your own. But I'll give you 6 anyway, and the first number is number 6. So it's number 6, 13, 14, 21, 31 and 42. Do they mean anything to you, number 3? Are they bringing some memories to you? Maybe they will. Let me know in the comments down there. I'll give them you again. Number 6, 13, 14, 21, 31 and 42. Remember, gamble safely, responsibly. Don't get yourself into trouble with gambling. Let me know if you win the jackpot. If you become a multi-millionaire next week, let me know in the comments. I won't tell a soul. Now remember, as we go on, get ready for number 4. Wherever you are in this world, number 3, remember my motto. Think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Stay cool. Take it easy. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again, thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 4, this one is for you. Remember, it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. And if you've chosen number 4, and these 8 little cards here, from these hundreds on the desk, on the table, then there will be a meaning in here for you somewhere, or maybe more than one. It won't resonate with everyone, so take in what does, ignore what doesn't, or choose another number. Or one of my other readings. There's over 130 readings, I think nearly 140 readings on YouTube, on my channel. So stick with me, because at the end of this, I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers that could change your life forever, and I mean change your life. They've been proven to work. I'm getting lots of comments about them. So 6 lucky numbers, and this time next week, you could be a millionaire. And I won't tell a soul if you let me know. Okay. So we'll do these 8 cards from the spirit messages, then some oracle cards, then your lucky numbers. Stay with me till the end. And I will give you the negatives first. And the spirit messages here are quite clear. And there is a loss in this reading, number 4. This means that you could lose something. Now, losses in psychic readings are very important, because the message from spirit is warning you to avoid a loss. They're usually things you can avoid, so be careful with valuables, with your credit cards, your bank cards. Keep the doors locked, keep your burglar alarms on. Don't gamble unnecessarily. Don't over gamble with my lucky numbers. Don't lend people money or lose it. Be careful. A loss in the reading, they're usually the avoidable kind. In the worst cases, it can mean losing your job. Losing people or bereavement is very unusual. Spirit world do not reveal that sort of thing. They're from the Hollywood movies. If you see a loss or a bereavement in a reading, it's nearly always because you know anyway, somebody's not very well. So that's not what this means. A loss in this reading could be materialistic, and it's avoidable. So I'm so glad that you're watching this video, number 4. Be careful that you don't lose something valuable. Sometimes it can mean falling out with your lover and you lose each other. I hope that's not the case. So if you love someone, tell them you love them. Don't lose them. Don't lose them. The reading, you may have seen the Tower card from the Major Arcana. People falling out of a tower, plunging to the ground. The Tower card, not surprisingly, can mean turbulence. It doesn't mean falling out of a tower or anything like that. It can mean turbulence. It can mean upsets. It can mean that someone puts you in a bag and shakes it up a bit. That's how you feel. It's not the end of the world. Turbulence, I often say that moving house is turbulent. So turbulence can mean that your spirit guides are taking away the negatives. And to do that, you have to go through some turbulence to get rid of the negatives. And at the other side, when you come out of it all, you look back and think, well, that was horrible, but I'm so glad it happened, because now things are clear for you to change and go forward. So if you get some turbulence, don't fear it too much. You may be glad later on. You may already know what this is. Please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. And if you have, thank you so much. And click the little bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video, which is normally once a week, but it's been a bit fraught lately. And tell your friends, share me on social media, and give me a like if you like it. So, the negatives tell me, number 4, that you haven't had a very easy life so far. And you could say that about everybody, but it's not true. I don't think you've had an easy life. I think you've made sacrifices. I think you've given up things to get to where you are today. It's been a slog for you. It will almost certainly mean that you've been hurt by people, possibly in love. But that doesn't always mean a lover. Your own children can hurt you sometimes, or your own family, brothers and sisters. And it could be to me that I think for some of you there's been a family feud. And that often occurs when somebody passes away, when people start falling out. The family, when you lose a major member of the family, or a leading member of the family, sometimes the family that remain are not so close as they used to be. I hope that's not the case, but watch out for feuds, if they haven't already happened. Because I think you've had a rough time lately. I think most of you, number 4, have had quite a life where you've given up all sorts of things in order to progress. And sometimes you've given up things that would benefit you so that you can help other people, which is a lovely thing to do, but you've got to look after yourself as well. So I think what the spirit world is saying to me now, the messages from spirit here are that things, number 4, are about to improve. You will go through some turbulence, possibly. Expect that, and expect good stuff at the other side of it, at the other end of the tunnel. And then I believe there will be new beginnings and things really, really pick up. And I'll tell you the positives in a moment. Let's see if I can see any more negatives. You've got stress issues, which is happening in 3 of these readings. That can affect your sleeping pattern. I think some of you have got eating problems. Do you have an eating problem, number 4? Let me know if you do. You can email me on david@starman.me. That's david@starman.me. And that's private. Or you can comment below if you like to. I love to read your comments. I answer as many as I can. So the efforts, the sacrifices you've made in the past are about to pay you back, number 4. Trust me. Wait and see. You have here something that may be negative, it may not be. It's the Lovers card from the Major Arcana. Look at those 2 lovers. What a beautiful picture. Excuse me. The Lovers card, the spirit world is saying to you, because these cards mean nothing, they're bits of paper, but when they're coming in line with spirit messages, they mean an awful lot. The Lovers card, particularly what lays next to it, because that's very important as well. Lovers card means you're going to have to make some choices. You'll have to choose which way you want to go in your love life. Now that can mean that you've got to choose between 2 lovers. Let me know in the comments. It can also mean a brand new lover, number 4. A brand new lover coming your way. Are you ready for a new lover? Are you looking for a new lover? If you want a psychic reading privately with one of my team, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. I've got 120 psychics for you to choose from on there. They're not all on at once, but I only employ the best. That's davidcharlespsychic.com or David Charles Psychic Limited. And you can choose one of my psychics from anywhere in the world. They will read for you on the telephone. So, the Lovers card can mean a new lover. The Lovers card can mean 2 lovers. And you're spoilt for choice. But it can also mean that you believe you're in love when you're not. Or you're loving and not getting any back. You're giving out love, not getting any back. It means, number 4, that you have to make some choices soon regarding your romantic situation. You'll have no choice about it. If you don't make choices about choices, then they will be forced upon you, and you mustn't let that happen. You wouldn't like that. So if you have to make choices about your love life, excuse me, do it during the next 12 to 14 weeks, because that's the time span I'm looking at here. 10, 12, 14 weeks ahead. It appears to me that a lot of positives are coming. Some of you are going to be offered a new job or a new position in the place where you already work. This could be promotion, it could be something really exciting. If you're applying for jobs, and lots of people are, I know, a job offer's coming soon. There could be lots of job offers, especially if you're in the UK, because there are lots of vacancies. But some job offers are better than others, and this one, to me, number 4, looks like the one you want. It's heading your way soon for lots of you. Not all of you, but a new job offer is coming. Now, if you're in business and you work for yourself, it could be a new contract or new opportunities. Things are really changing for you, and you have every reason to be optimistic. This is a very, very positive reading, trust me. There's also a celebration predicted. This could be a wedding, a birthday. Is your birthday soon? Could be Christmas, but that's too obvious. It won't be anything like that. Of course it won't. It will be something that only you will know about, or maybe it's a surprise party you don't know about. But there will be reasons to celebrate soon, as depicted here by the 3 of Cups. 3 girls having a few glasses, a bit of a jog round on the dance floor. Well, it's a jog round when I do it, so you want to see me dance. But they're celebrating. It indicates, of course, depending on what lays with it, but to me the spirit world are saying to you, number 4, there's a celebration coming up soon. It's not Christmas, I shouldn't have said that. It's something that's not quite so obvious. We all know about Christmas, so spirit guides don't tell you stuff you already know. You already know about that. The reading to me indicates a brand new start. Some of you have a young child. That is very important. I don't know the reason for that. But if you have a young child, it's an important time for you because the child will bring happiness. And you'll bring happiness to each other. If you're pregnant, and there's been a few on these readings tonight, this afternoon, it's a great time. And you have the Sun card from the Major Arcana. Little boy or girl on a horse, I think it's a girl actually, on a horse. The Sun card, when you look at it, it's beautiful. It means a brand new day coming. The sun is shining. Everything is looking brilliant. You're going to have this turbulence, remember I said maybe first. Once you've got through that, things are really starting to fly. This reading has messages from Spirit that are pretty much awesome. And I think you're surrounded by magic at the moment, number 4. If not now, it's coming during the next 12 to 14 weeks. You may even feel it. If you've got some psychic ability, you may feel almost like you're walking on air, that you're being reborn. That's how good this reading is. There's a few hiccups. You've got to make decisions about your love life, but your finances are improving. You're being rewarded for past efforts that you've made. You're being rewarded for your past generosity, how good you've been to people. The spirit world have got their eye on you and they're going to reward you. You heard it here first. David Charles Psychic. And let me know in the comments. And please subscribe. So, let's see what else we can tell you. The decision you make about your love life is important. I'll go back to that briefly because the decision you make will shape your life for quite a long time to come. So it's important that you make the right decision. Only you will know what that is. It could be a new lover. It could be choosing between two lovers. But a decision will need to be made and it will shape you for a long time to come. I think, number 4, that you're a very loving person. One or two of you will be water signs and they can be quite romantic, especially Pisces, which is what I am, by the way. But this is a very positive reading. There could be a loss, which won't happen because you've been warned. So be careful with possessions. Try not to lose your job because it can mean that sometimes. But let's take a look at some oracle cards and then I'm going to give you magic numbers that could change your life forever. This time next year you could be a millionaire. This time next week you could be a millionaire. There's 4 oracle cards. They have been shuffled. Let's see if they back up what I've told you. The first one's an air card. And it says on here, once you acknowledge your self-worth, your confidence will soar. Are you doubting your self-worth, number 4? It's very naughty if you are. You're a special person. Everyone is special and you are special. Remember, once you acknowledge your self-worth, your confidence will soar. So, look in the mirror. See how beautiful you are, how special you are. Be confident. Don't let anyone destroy your confidence. No one, not your lover, not your husband, your wife, your in-laws. Don't let anyone destroy your self-confidence. You are special, number 4. This one's a fire card. And what have you got on there? A picture of a fire. That looks good. You may be able to see that. Depends how big your device is, I suppose. This one says to you, surround yourself with positive people and positive people in situations and avoid negativity. So I'll give you that again. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. That's always good advice, but it can mean that you need, excuse me, you need to avoid negative people. I'll do it one more time. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity, number 4. How is that? 1, 2. This one's an earth card. This picture of a road leading towards the sun always reminds me of the Eagles tune Hotel California. I don't know why. A dark desert highway, perhaps. Good song. This one says to you, help is coming. You just need to ask for it. Is there someone you want to ask to help you? Maybe it's one of my psychics that work for me. Help is coming, you just need to ask for it. It could be a relative, it could be your next door neighbour, but help is coming, but you need to ask for it. Excuse me, losing my voice today. One more oracle card, and it's a water card. Sorry, I still got the cold, I think. Oh, a lily. How beautiful, a lily on a lily pond. Pictures of lily. This one says to you, number 4, a fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas. It's backing up what I've told you. These have been shuffled, I promise you. One more time, a fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas. Let me know in the comments, because it will mean different things to different people. Please comment below. Share me with your friends. Subscribe. Give me a like if you like it. Don't give me a don't like if you don't like it. And what else can I tell you? Click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Now, I'm going to give you 6 numbers. Lucky numbers that could change your life forever. And I mean forever. For the better. You don't need to use all 6. You can use 3 or 4 of them and some of your own. Mix them up a bit. But I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers. They may be familiar. They may be addresses you lived at, car number plates, birthdays, wedding days, divorce days, anniversaries. They may be familiar, they may not be, but they'll be important now. As I said again, I'll say again, if you're going to gamble with these lucky numbers, do it safely and responsibly. These numbers were chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started filming this afternoon. So I'll give you them now. You may want a pen, or you can pause the video, of course. Remember, you can choose a different deck as well. You don't have to just have one deck. Your first number is number 5, number 9, 11. What's that say? Can't read me right. 37, 38 and 41. Do they sound familiar, any of those? Let me know in the comments. 5, giving you again 5, 9, 11, 37, 38 and 41. These numbers could change your life forever. If you win £100 million on the lottery, let me know and I'll promise I won't tell a soul. It's been lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for staying with me. And I hope you'll watch my other videos. There's lots of them to choose from, and they're all, well, nearly all timeless. And there's all sorts of readings on there on my channel. Remember, number 4, wherever you are in this world, remember my motto, and that is, think lucky, and you'll be lucky. Think love, and you will be loved. And I love every single one of you. Take it easy. Stay cool. Catch you later. Bye-bye.